Alright, what is going on, everybody? It is time to look yet at another legacy set. It's been a while since we've looked at a Ninjago legacy set. I think the last one we looked at was all the way back in February with the City Garden set, so it has been a really long time. So, yeah, many months later, here we are in this summer. LEGO rolled out a ton of new legacy sets, and this was one of them. This is the Fire Dragon Attack, and I think it costs around 50 bucks if I could remember correctly. But price aside, let's look at the set itself first. Let's do it. It's not in its best position, I know. I really tried, because one thing this dragon really lacked in the beginning was positioning. Presentation wise, it looks fantastic. Probably one of the best dragon designs I've seen out there. Earlier this year we got the Overlord Dragon, which was excellent. This is, of course, is not as powerful as the Overlord Dragon, but this was one of the original dragons from, the past. The original Fire Dragon was not its own set, fun fact. So, kind of glad to see this dragon being its own set 10 years later, because 10 years ago, all the other elemental dragons had their own sets. But the Fire Dragon was a smaller one from the other three, because it was included in the bigger Fire Temple set. So while it was the smaller of the bunch, it was also the most expensive, because it was in the big Fire Temple set. Now 10 years ago, I was a little boy, so I didn't have money at the disposal, and I couldn't get the... I don't think I even got any of the original 2011 sets. I think I only got the spinners, which I kind of regret now. Kind of wish I got some of the sets back then, but no point of turning back now. But cool, 10 years later, looking at the present, we have some of the nostalgia being brought back to us, like this guy. So, I will say, I really like what they've done with the recent dragons, using these fabric, these really soft fabric pieces, cloths for their wings. I find this to be the most superior out of all the methods they've tried in the past. They went from brick builds to Technic piece builds to plastic sheet builds. They tried lots of different methods for the wings, for their dragon builds. This is what I think is the best. Using this cloth, it's flexible, it's soft, it's durable material. You can fold it up easily without folding it or damaging it. But that also means of course it's more delicate, and you gotta take a little more extra caution when playing with it, because it will rip. After all, it is fabric. But it's a trade-off I'm willing to make, because quality over quantity, this makes the dragon look great while also being environmental friendly, because I do agree using plastic sheets was kind of harmful. Using plastic, not really environmental friendly. So this is honestly the best method. I had to start off with the wings immediately, because that was what first stood out for me looking at this dragon. So, articulation. Before we even look at the thing, the main problem with this is, I guess, it's just it can't stand properly. There's so many times I tried, but then there's so much weight on the front. It's just like, look at that. I'm just letting gravity do its thing, and it's already wanting to fall forward, and it's not willing to stand up on its own unless I move it all the way up like this, in which it's still trying to fall over. Oh god, yeah, you see what I mean? But yeah, so I guess that's the biggest headache of this build, but that doesn't stop it from having some solid presentation. So first and foremost, like I said, the wings look awesome with the whole print on it, and the material being cloth. Looks very nice. And then of course underneath, will be the less presentable side with the axles and stuff. The wing you cannot move the wing on its elbow. It has a ratchet joint here, so it's limited to just up and down, so you can flap the wings, and folding it in, that's pretty much it. So there's no flapping feature. Some dragons have that feature where you press the button and they'll just flap their wings. This guy doesn't. Each wing has their own mind. You gotta flap it by yourself individually. Now, I'm gonna fold up these wings. So this is honestly If you don't want him flying and just have him resting, this is the best position you can put him in. So the beauty of these being cloth is just how easily you can fold up the wings, tuck them away, like they're no problem. Let's just say if he's about to fly or in a fight, you know, you want to be intimidating as possible. You lift the arms up, you raise the wings, you know, to challenge your opponent. Like this. Oh god, but he's not standing up, so oh god. Okay, so yeah, this dragon has some serious foundation issues. Like you can see I'm kind of struggling here, and its toe just came off. But yeah, so that I've said it already. I've said it a ton of times already. The biggest headache is the foundation, but yeah, so you can see there's also claws on the dragon's wings here, but you can see these are on a ball socket, so it's just a very straightforward build, just like that. Nothing too fancy. So I guess you can kind of like you know, he's like, if you want the dragon to be holding on to something, then there's that, and you know, actually trying to grip the surface so you can actually stay up. I guess there's that. There's articulation in the head, which can only be done up and down, but there's a three socket head, because the saddle is here. So you move the main head, and then you have a ball socket right here. Then you have another attachment point here, so you can move the head pretty much in a lot of directions. Do not snap it off like what I just did. I cannot handle this dragon properly. As for the dragon head, this is it. LEGO has tried a lot of brick-built heads in the past because they wanted to swap away from just exclusive, big, expensive molds. I didn't like that. I preferred the molds because it really looked more organic and natural. Sure, it's not exactly LEGO. It's not a brick building experience if it's not brick built. It's not LEGO. I guess I know that's why some people didn't like about the old dragons, but I am one for the molds because I really think it gives the dragon its organic look and personality. You can't do that with brick builds. They just look like a LEGO blob. Luckily, they came out with a hybrid pretty much. This is not those super big soft plastic molds, whereas these are actually the harder plastic, smaller ones, but they have these jaws which you can open and shut. So there's partly open, fully open, and then shut. And these heads are, I think, is a win-win. It's sort of brick built, but it's also like a mold, so it gives the dragon personality, you know, it gives it the dragon look and not a brick built looking like thing. And I think that is honestly the biggest win here. So I hope for their future dragons they continue using these head molds and not brick built heads, because I really am not a fan of the brick built heads. But yeah, so there's that. So of course you have the main saddle up here. You can sit Kai up here, and then you've got the flag. Other points of articulation wise, you've got it at the feet. Let me just move the wings all the way up here, just so you can see. So the feet can be moved, and it's also on a ratchet, but you cannot move the ankles. The ankles are the way they are, just that. But you can, I guess, move its claws, its toenails, if you will. But yeah. But oh my god, I actually managed to get it to stand. After lifting the wings all the way up, yes, I can get it to stand. The final bit of articulation comes within the tail. The tail, it could be better, but I think it looks decent enough. It is on a complete ball socket, as you can see. The whole of the tail is all ball socketed. So that looks absolutely stunning. But visually not that stunning, but in terms of the movement, lots of flexibility in the tail, and that is good. Lots and lots of movement in the tail. And finally, of course, I guess you can just look at the main body build. It looks fine, but yeah, so apart from the not so stable foundations, this dragon's pretty good. And I really think it looks a lot better than the original, without a doubt. Trying to get into a intimidating pose. I guess that works. I tried, but yeah. So this dragon ain't so bad. I only wish its foundations could be better, but visually it looks pretty decent. I quite like it. So yeah, so that's it for the dragon. Let's now look at the minifigures, and that'll be it. Okay, I forgot to mention this. This important play feature is if you don't want the saddle to be on the dragon, you just pry it off like that, easy. If you want the dragon to be independent, not tamed, you know, just himself, just the dragon, there you go. Just remove the saddle. It's attached on 2 lightsaber hilts, 2 lightsaber clips, so it can be just snapped on and off with ease, just like that. No problemo whatsoever. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what I forgot to show you guys. All right, let's quickly look at the minifigures. So we have our usual ninja. The outfits haven't really changed much. Legacy has always just kept the same outfits. Of course, we've got Kai with the sword of fire. I've had this, let me tell you, I have way too much of this sword of fire piece. For the 10 years Ninjago has been a thing, man, every once in a while this sword always rolls out, so I have way too many of this piece. It used to be rare, but it's just way too common now these days. So the outfit, pretty much the same, shoulder pad, extra sword at the back, his face, and there's that. So that's pretty much it. It's been the same outfits since 2019 when Legacy first became a thing. So there's that. Here's Zane, because might as well throw in another ninja while you're at it. So yeah, here's Zane. He's got the shurikens of ice again. I have way too many of that piece at this point. Another extra sword at the back. You take off his gi. And there you go. The exact same head piece. Nothing too special there. And then our skeleton dude, our one bad guy, is Whiplash. I believe he appeared in a couple other sets from the Ninjago line. I think he appeared in the Monastery of Spinjitzu set, if I can remember correctly. But yeah, and I dropped him. Epic. He's got his hat, he's got his big sword, and he's just another skeleton who we've seen already. So that's it for these guys. Of course, the special exclusive Legacy Ninja figure we have, this one is Nia. We didn't get Nia and Zane in the winter wave because, you know, we knew we were gonna get them in the summer wave. So here they are now in the summer wave. So there's that. You want my honest opinion? I don't really like this figure. Yeah, I'm just gonna be blunt here. I don't really like it. She kind of looks weird. The headpiece all tied up in that. Not my favorite Legacy figure from all the ones we've gotten. This one doesn't hit the spot. Like, the hairpiece is already enough, but I don't know, man. This isn't my thing. This isn't my cup of tea. But let me know what you guys think. Okay, but the stand she's on is not that bad. I can't do Nia like that. If you've been keeping up the show, you know what I'm trying to refer here, because, you know, we gotta pay Nia a little respect. I just don't want to spoil this for anyone who hasn't seen the show but wants to. But yeah, I don't hate the character, okay? But just this particular Legacy figure, this one isn't doing it for me. This one ain't doing it for me. But let me know what you guys think. You can go ahead and disagree with me and like the figure. That's your opinion. This is just my opinion. I'm not going to hate you for liking this figure. But yeah, that's all the minifigures. Let's wrap up the review. Here is the box. It's a $50 box, so it's kind of like an average size thing. Ninjago is a lot cheaper because it's Lego's own theme, so yeah, there's that. So the box size with the price you pay actually makes sense. So set 71753 with 563 pieces. There's that. And then the figures with the exclusive golden Nias we saw earlier, featured in season 1. Here is the top. Ta-da! The other minifigures. And then looking at the back, just showing you all the play features. You can see the dragon roaring. Oh, I forgot to show you guys, but you can remove this. You can remove this. I think no, I showed you guys after. My bad. Yeah, you can remove the saddle, wings flapping, the arsenal of golden ninjas, and then just shots of what the dragon looks like from the show. So there is that. So that is the box. 10 years ago, when this theme first started, I was really into it. Obviously, you know, that was the little kid me. I was a big fan of this theme. My friend had the original Fire Temple set, which had the original version of this dragon, the original build. Which is obviously much smaller because it was accommodating the big temple, so the dragon was only like a side build, but also it played a main part because like, I think the temple's play feature was you open up the temple and then you reveal the dragon within it. So obviously this set isn't a remake of the temple. It took the fire dragon from the temple and obviously modernized it, made it bigger, more detailed, and this really did the original one justice, I will say that. And I am glad that they've done that because, you know, given that I've never had the original Fire Temple set, glad to see I could actually, there is a form that I can get this Fire Dragon as, not as the Ultra Dragon, because before the Ultra Dragon was formed, it was these guys. Now, I would like to see the other dragons, you know, Cold Dragon, the Earth Dragon, Lightning Dragon, Ice Dragon. I would love to see a remake of all those dragons in like a more modern Lego version, just like this one. So, I like this one. Like, I don't have the original dragon, but I already know, I can sense it, that this is going to do the original one very much a big justice. So, I'm going to give this one a 9 out of 10. Had some flaws, like it can't really stand it perfectly, because look, I had to make a weird position for it to only stand normally, so there's that. But then other than that, it's a lovely dragon. I very much enjoyed it. I'm very glad I didn't get the 4+ Fire Dragon set from 2019. Kind of glad I waited, because then we have this one, the bigger one. So good things will come to those who wait. Speaking of waiting, I got more Ninjago videos coming your way, so if you are truly excited for it, make sure to subscribe and give this video a like if you are as hyped as I am doing it. And that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now.